he talks about how he was over, I don't know how many Satanists, call them churches. He was like the bishop.
You gotta be kidding me.
What was in her heart? You don't know what sin she'd committed. You don't know how much unbelief was there. You don't know whether she hated her husband.
I don't think so.
Why would anybody spend so much time ranting and raving about something that they don't believe in?
Really?
Welcome to Skeptics Brew Pub with Brother Brewer. And welcome this evening to episode 13 of Skeptics Brew Pub. I'm Brother Brewer. Tonight we've got a little bit something different going on, and just to talk about it, let's face it, it's tough to be a parent out there. I've got a couple of kids of my own, and it's even tougher if you're a parent that's trying to raise children to be free thinkers in a place here like in the buckle of the Bible Belt in the southern U.S. Every time we turn it around, the schools are trying to throw in teach creationism. They're trying to sneak in Christian prayers, or in other way try to influence our kids to accept their religion. And in some cases, the children who come out as non-believing in their God are told by their friends that they and their parents will burn in hell, that their parents love Satan. They'll be subject to all kinds of ridicule and bullying. It's not easy to be out here. So, is there a kind of a place where kids can be free to explore the world around them, be themselves, and just try to, be themselves without any kind of fear? Is there a safe haven for children, secular, atheist, religious, can all play together and just be kids? I think so, and the place that we're going to talk about tonight is Camp Quest. So joining me tonight in the pub, I have Amanda, I'm hoping I'm going to get this right because I just asked you about it, Metzkes, and Cindy Ruffin. Amanda's the national director for Camp Quest, and Cindy is the director of Camp Quest Oklahoma, which covers Oklahoma and Northwest Arkansas. Welcome aboard, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, I guess, first of all, for the listeners, let's go ahead and ask the first question. What exactly is Camp Quest, and how did it start? I mean, what's the origin of it, and what is it?
Sure. Camp Quest started in 1996, and it came out of this vision for kids from secular families needing a place to belong. And, things like the Boy Scouts telling families that kids who are from non-religious families can't be the best kind of citizen, and things like that were really what motivated the original founders to say, we need a place where kids can make friends and have fun and do these like traditional summer camp kinds of things, while at the same time learning critical thinking skills and learning simply that it's okay to be from a non-religious family. There's nothing wrong with your family because they don't go to church. So that was kind of the animating vision that got Camp Quest started. And now we have 18 weeks of camp in 13 different locations this year in 2016. So it's clearly a vision that people are hungry for around the country.
Yeah, I know that my son really, this was his first year getting to go to Camp Quest. He just turned 9, and he had a blast this year. He really, really enjoyed where he was at. So, but what kind of activities do you guys promote out there? I mean, I know there's probably going to be like the camping, canoeing type stuff, but what other things, especially gearing towards like more free thinker type things, do you guys have going on?
Sure. Well, maybe Cindy, you want to talk about specifically some of the cool stuff you did in Oklahoma this summer?
Well, let's see here. This year we did a robotics program that was with a group called Kindle the Flame. I think that's the name. They got us some Raspberry Pis, and we were able to purchase some Roombas, the iRobots. And the kids learned basic coding and were able to learn how to program and code these robots, well, the Roombas, and drive them around to different areas. We've also done some of the national activities like famous free thinkers. Let me think here. Socrates Cafe is a really popular one. Amanda could probably explain that one better than I can.
Sure. So the Socrates Cafe is a philosophy discussion activity where the campers and the counselors will sit together in a circle and we'll take on a big question like what is knowledge or what is friendship or what is freedom. And the goal of the activity is that we all become better questioners together. So, usually like when I facilitate Socrates Cafe, I'm just keeping a list of who wants to talk. And I make sure that it's really clear at the beginning that it's not that the adults know the answers to these questions and we're trying to get the kids to like come to those answers. It's that we're all sitting down together to engage in something that people have been thinking about and wondering about for thousands of years.
Okay. Yeah, Eli was saying something about that, but he said that he kind of stayed away from that one because it sounded a little boring, and he was more interested in the robotics and things like that. So,
yeah, we definitely find like different campers will be attracted to different ones of the educational activities that we do, and so, often we'll give kids choices of different educational programs they can do at different at the same time slot, and so some kids. Socrates Cafe is right up there with swimming as their like favorite activity at camp. And every time they get the opportunity to go, they are right there. And then other kids are like, that philosophy thing, that's not really my thing. But like they're super excited about building robots. Or last summer when I was in Oklahoma, I led the engineering activity in the morning where we built contraptions to protect eggs and dropped eggs off a 2-story tall tower. And cool. Saw whose egg drop contraptions survived.
Yeah, I think we did something like that when I was in 6th grade, way back. Like I think that was back when the dinosaurs were roaming. So
did dinosaurs have saddles?
Yeah, they did. It was really nice. I got to ride a brontosaurus to school.
That's awesome.
So is Camp Quest only for atheist and secular children, or can anyone attend? Is it just something that's just for those of us that want our kids to have the secular education, or can more of the liberal religious kids also join?
So it's definitely open to kids from all backgrounds, and we're really careful at camp that we don't label the children with a worldview label. So you might notice me saying kids from non-religious families or kids from secular families, because we think it's really important that we respect children as they grow up, their autonomy and their ability to make their own decisions about what they believe and don't believe. And so we want to, do as Richard Dawkins says and not label the children with a religion, just like you wouldn't label the children with their parents' political party or affiliation. So one thing that happened in 2015 in Oklahoma is there were 2 campers in the older girls' cabin, one who was religious and another one who was an atheist, and they had just amazing conversations with each other and became really, really close friends during that week of camp, and like really like learned things about what each other believed, and like learned things I think about their own beliefs as well by having an opportunity to have some conversations with people who come from a different perspective.
Okay. So is how much does it usually cost for parents to send their kids to Camp Quest?
Cindy, how much was camp in Oklahoma this summer?
Oh, that's a West question. I think it was $585 this year. He's going to get mad at me because I'm probably wrong. It was about $600, and then we had an early bird discount if you were early.
Right. I think that we signed him up for that. Now, are there opportunities for families that maybe on a fixed income or that don't necessarily make the big bucks? I mean, if you wanted to send your kid to camp, but you really maybe you could only afford like say half of that, is there still an opportunity for them, or is it really limited by the funds?
We do provide some financial aid. It's kind of dependent upon how much we can fundraise each year. And we do have a financial application that you can apply, and we can grant you based off of your income.
Yeah, I think go ahead.
That's true at all of the Camp Quests across the country, where we call it the campership program. And so, yeah, it definitely does depend on how much camps can raise for financial aid. And so one thing that listeners could do that would be really great to help kids go to camp is if you go to campquest.org/donate, some of that funding that comes in, we allocate out to camps to help them reduce costs.
Yeah, I think our humanist group has donated a little bit to Camp Quest Oklahoma this year. That probably it was just about enough to probably sponsor one camper.
Oh, that's awesome! Thank you.
And so
Yes,
it's
thank you.
CampQuest. It's campquest.com/donate
.org.
or
campquest.org/donate.
Okay. And can they specify which camp they want it to go to, or does it just kind of go into a general fund and get distributed as it needs?
They can specify in the notes field of the donate page if they want it to go to a particular location, and we keep track of that. And then there's also a way that you can donate specifically to the campership fund if you want to give towards camperships, but it's not important to you like which camp location those camperships go to.
Okay. Are there other things that are so? I guess for my listeners, if you guys want to go out there and donate, please do. I do think this is a really, really worthy and really important cause. Another question I had, and this is probably going to be for both of you, do you have a whole lot of kids with disabilities coming to camp? And how are you guys able to accommodate some kids that may have disabilities?
Sure. I mean, Cindy can speak more specifically about Oklahoma, but in general, what we like to do is try to work with parents in advance. The more information we can get in advance, the better job we'll be able to do accommodating a camper. And so we want to be, it's really important to us. We really aspire to be as inclusive as we can be, but it's also really important to us that we are providing a camp experience that meets kids' needs. And since all of our camps are run entirely by volunteers, we want to make sure that we're able to provide the level of expertise that is needed or the level of supervision that's needed to properly provide a successful camp experience for campers who have special needs. So, you know, we've had a lot of success with campers with ADHD, campers with Asperger's. We've had campers with other kinds of learning disabilities or physical disabilities. I know, Cindy, you had a counselor at camp who is deaf, right?
Yes, and I've got 2 years of really bad ASL under my belt. So I'm not fluent, but I can survive.
Okay. Well, one of the reasons that I thought I would ask that is because my son, like I've been saying, got to go last year, and next year we might be looking at also sending my daughter, but she doesn't have disabilities like with the mental or physical disabilities of those kinds, but it's more along the lines of allergies that she's let me put it this way. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the list of food allergies, like they rank the most common food allergies that go.
Yes.
My daughter has the top 8.
Oh.
So she's
I know Oklahoma ran a completely nut-free facility at camp because of allergies, and definitely has been able to do a lot to accommodate campers with allergy concerns.
Yeah, I saw that, and that was really, really great. But for her, I think what we would have to do is possibly one of us would probably have to volunteer to be there and probably supply food, because she's, in particular, is allergic to beef, pork, eggs, milk, well, any milk products, soy, wheat, shellfish, tree nuts, peanuts. Just straight down the line. So that would be a really, really fun one.
Yeah, we've had campers where their parents have supplied special food, and just like we've made sure that we have the ability to use the camp's kitchen to make special meals for campers whose allergies are that limiting in terms of what they can eat. So, it's one of those things that like we'll have to, we always try to work it out with families on a case-by-case basis and see if, depending on the facility that we have and depending on the volunteer staff that we have, like what we can make happen.
Okay. Now, as far as volunteer staff, you said that they're all volunteers. How can people get in touch to maybe try to volunteer? What would they need to go through?